On October 12, 1997, Monterey Bay became the scene of a quiet tragedy. John Denver's small plane wobbled in the sky for a few tense seconds before vanishing beneath the waves. The ocean, as if indifferent, soon returned to calm. The voice that had filled millions of hearts with warmth and wonder was gone, leaving a silence as sudden and chilling as the crash itself. Denver's songs, Take Me Home, Country Roads, Rocky Mountain High, Annie's Song, painted pictures of open skies, rolling hills, and quiet rivers. Yet behind the gentle melodies was a man wrestling with fame, fractured relationships, sudden anger, and deep solitude. His life was more than a musical journey. It was the story of a man adored by millions, yet secretly fragile. Born Henry John Deutschendorf Jr. on December 31, 1943 in Roswell, New Mexico, he grew up moving constantly between military bases. Music became his refuge, a lifeline gifted by his grandmother, offering solace in a childhood defined by upheaval. After briefly attending Texas Tech University, Denver left school to chase his dream of music. Armed with a guitar and a few original songs, he headed to California. There, he became John Denver, inspired by the Rockies, and began performing on small folk stages. Joining the Mitchell Trio in 1965 marked his first taste of professional music, where he honed the craft of connecting with audiences night after night. During this time, Denver's songwriting flourished. Leaving on a Jet Plane became a hit for Peter, Paul, and Mary, but his own albums struggled to catch fire. Recognition as a songwriter did not immediately translate into fame as a performer, leaving Denver on the cusp of success, yet just out of reach. Everything shifted in 1971 with Poems, Prayers, and Promises, and the release of Take Me Home, Country Roads. The song's tender nostalgia and simple melody resonated nationwide, soaring to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and selling over 1 million copies. Concerts sold out, and John Denver became a voice that felt both familiar and essential. In 1972, Rocky Mountain High further anchored Denver to the landscapes he loved. Open skies, snowy peaks, and a sense of freedom drew listeners in. Even as some radio stations hesitated over the title, Denver had found his musical home, crafting songs that bridged simplicity and universal longing. By the early 1970s, Denver was no longer a rising star. He was a cultural phenomenon. Take Me Home, Country Roads became a symbol of Colorado, eventually recognized as one of the state's official songs. In 1973, Farewell Andromeda propelled him even higher, filling concert halls with audiences hungry for the serene, vast America his songs evoked. No longer a folk club troubadour, he now stood among the nation's top artists. Success continued with 1974's Back Home Again, featuring the heartfelt Annie's Song, a love letter that topped the Billboard Hot 100. Multi-platinum sales and the CMA Entertainer of the Year award cemented Denver as America's favorite country folk artist, even as critics questioned his pop-infused style. That tension between public adoration and industry skepticism would shadow him throughout his career. In 1975 and 1976, albums Wind and Spirit built on his success. Hits like I'm Sorry reached number 1, and stadiums welcomed him with open arms. Yet Denver's music remained intimate, a man with a guitar sharing the beauty of nature and heartfelt melodies with tens of thousands. By 1977, John Denver's greatest hits sold over 10 million copies, turning songs once written in quiet hotel rooms into part of the American soundtrack. The late 1970s brought a changing musical landscape. Disco, rock, and electronic pop dominated the charts. Denver stayed true to his acoustic, nature-inspired style. Albums like 1978's I Want to Live addressed social and environmental issues, but met less commercial success. Autograph in 1979 was a personal endeavor, with Denver handling most of the writing and production, even as mainstream tastes shifted away from his sound. Through the 1980s, Denver continued to release albums such as Dreamland Express and It's About Time, touring internationally and finding devoted audiences in Europe and Japan. While American radio moved on, his songs retained the quiet magic that had always connected with listeners who cherished simplicity and heart. In 1993, A DUI arrest shocked fans and restricted his ability to fly. But Denver remained creatively active. Christmas Like a Lullaby in 1994 and induction into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1995 underscored his lasting influence. Despite critics who labeled his music too gentle, Denver's legacy was secure. More than 33 albums, 33 million US sales, 60-70 million worldwide, and countless #1 hits. In 1997, Denver released All Aboard, a playful children's album celebrating trains and adventure, proving his creativity had no bounds. Behind the public image, his personal life was a mix of triumph and struggle. Meeting Annie Martell in 1966, marrying her in 1967, and enduring financial hardships before fame took hold, Denver drew inspiration from her for Annie's Song. Yet the pressures of fame strained their marriage, ending in divorce in 1982. In 1988, Denver married Australian actress Cassandra Delaney, and the couple welcomed a daughter, Jessie Bell. Though he cherished family moments, long tours and constant travel created strain, and the marriage ended in divorce in 1993. Even in personal life, the pull between love and ambition shaped the man behind the music. Flying had always been more than a hobby for Denver. It was freedom in its purest form, a way to soar above the earth like the mountains he adored. On October 12, 1997, while piloting a small experimental plane near Monterey, California, that freedom turned tragic. Investigators concluded the aircraft likely lost control during a fuel transfer maneuver. Denver died instantly. Toxicology reports confirmed no alcohol or drugs were involved. News of his death swept across the nation, leaving fans stunned and heartbroken. Memorials in Aspen and Colorado celebrated a life that had touched millions. His songs, Take Me Home, Country Roads, Rocky Mountain High, Annie's Song, had woven themselves into America's cultural fabric. His ashes were scattered in the Rocky Mountains, the landscape that had inspired so much of his music and spirit. Denver's influence extends far beyond record sales and chart-topping hits. He was a humanitarian, an environmental advocate, and a cultural icon whose music championed nature, family, and freedom. His clear, melodic voice and heartfelt lyrics continue to resonate, filling homes, radio airwaves, and film scores worldwide. Colorado officially recognized Rocky Mountain High as a state song, ensuring his presence endures in both music and regional identity. John Denver's story is measured not in numbers, but in the landscapes and journeys his music evokes. Despite private struggles and a sudden, tragic death, his songs remain timeless reminders of love, home, and the open sky.